Good afternoon. Good afternoon. If I could have everyone's attention, please. Secretary Weaver, Mayor, members of council, Senator Schwank, Representative Guzman, Deputy Secretary Villello, thank you for joining us here today as we prepare to rescind the designation of financial distress that has been placed on the City of Reading since at least 2010. I've had the good fortune of working with Reading leadership since at least late 2015, early 2016, when I was with DCED, and even then I recognized that this is a special place with hardworking folks that at the time just needed some stable leadership here in City Hall. Thankfully, I've been allowed to come and serve in that role, and I appreciate the opportunity. First up today, we have Acting Secretary Neil Weaver of the Department of Community and Economic Development. Secretary Weaver.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Today is a great day to be in the city of Reading. Today marks my third visit to the city in the past few months. In May, I was here to launch Pennsylvania Small Business Week, and in June, I was here to tour the long vacant Medical Arts Building and hear about its exciting future. Reading is a vibrant city that is poised to transform the region into a hub for innovation and opportunity, and I'm truly honored and thrilled to be part of today's celebration. This is now the 9th Act 47 rescission event during the Wolf administration. Which started in 2015. And as you can probably tell, these events are more than just formalities. They are celebrations. They're the opening of a new chapter for the community. Although the term financial distress may seem to some as just numbers on a balance sheet somewhere, the reality is that being in Act 47 distress status has a major impact on every resident in every business in the city. It means vital social, civic, and safety services are constrained. It means critical investments in infrastructure, recreational spaces, and businesses are harder to come by. And it inhibits the community's ability to combat poverty and provide safe, affordable housing to everyone who needs it. Being in Act 47 means that leaders have to make tough choices in terms of financial management to make ends meet, choices that are not always popular. It means they have to do even more to be efficient and to find new and better ways to do things. It can strain relationships within and between government bodies. In short, Act 47 is a difficult place for any community to be. But there are times when communities can meet the challenges head on, and Reading is one of those. It requires careful planning and coordination between various economic and community sectors, as well as strong relationship with the Act 47 coordinator and the DCD at the state level. And I'd like to recognize our staff from DCED for all of their work, Deputy Secretary Rick Villello, Evelyn, Ted, and Fred for all of their work. Above all, it requires strong leadership and mutual respect. In that spirit, I want to take a moment to commend Mayor Morán. My first meeting with the mayor occurred soon after he took office in early 2020. I was excited not just at his comprehensive plans for the city, an amazing team that he put in place around him, but also his infectious optimism for what he knew Reading could and will be. Even with the COVID pandemic derailing his early plans within the months of him entering office, that optimism and leadership remained. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you for bringing a brand new energy to this city. But I would be remiss not to also acknowledge the other Reading leaders that have been working to turn the city's finances around for several years, from City Council and City Council President Zapata Freitas to groups like Greater Reading Chamber Alliance, Alvernia University, and so many others. The city has truly come together to speak with one voice about the future of its finances and the future direction of the entire city. This also includes the great legislative delegation that we have here with Senator Schwank and Rep. Guzman. To me, it feels like a new era in Reading. Only a few years ago, I remember reading national media articles about the Reading's challenges with poverty and with its finances. And when you're trying to crawl out of a hard spot and attract new residents and businesses, that's not the kind of coverage that you want. But today is a different story. After about 13 years under Act 47, it's now time for the city to end its financially distressed status. I'm confident in the city of Reading and its leadership to continue its upward economic trajectory in the years ahead. I know there are many exciting economic development projects planned for the next few years, so I feel like this is only the tip of the iceberg in terms of what Reading will grow and become. Today is a celebration not just for city leaders. It's a day that everyone living and working in Reading and the region should be celebrating. Because Reading now has the tools and leadership it needs to be financially independent, provide the municipal services that people need, and truly make this city a better place to live, work, and play. I hope everyone uses today not just as a day of celebration, but as a day of reflection. Reflection both on how far Reading has come and how each of you has played a part in the city's continued economic growth and development over the past 13 years. Even as we move closer toward the end of the Wolf administration, I want you to know that DCED will always be there to continue to support you every step of the way. And I'm very much looking forward to signing the official order here in a few minutes, releasing Act 47, or Reading from Act 47. And I also want to mention a few other folks that are here from our team. Penny and Mike Hanna and Fadia are over here. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Secretary Weaver. Next up, we will have remarks from Mayor Morán, followed by Council President Jahani Cepeda Freitas. Thank you.
Let me embrace reality. Hello, everyone. It is a great day here in the city of Reading. A hot one, as we know, but a good one. I'm actually going to go off script for a minute, and I'm going to ask everyone to please join me in a moment of silence for former President Jeff Waltman, who I'm sure is looking down at us right now, smiling. So if we can please have a moment of silence. Thank you. Jeff, we did it. Good afternoon. First, let me extend a warm welcome and thank you to our partners at DCED, especially Secretary Weaver, for being here to support us on this very beautiful day. As we all know, there were some days when things were not quite as well here, especially financially. Our former mayor, Tam McMahon, recognized the need to help from the Commonwealth to right-size the financial stability of the city and get us on a more solid footing. With the help of Gordon Mann and PMF, we got caught up with our pension payments, curbed our health care costs, and began negotiating responsible collectively bargaining that ensure we can sustainably support our workforce and finally be able to reinvest in them through improved living wages and diversify health care plans. Plan options that don't wipe away those hard-earned raises that were not possible just 12 or so years ago. Brighter days are here, my friends. Please allow me to take a moment to sincerely thank the more than 600 active employees and many, many retirees that have sacrificed under Act 47. To you, I say thank you. Yours and their sacrifice made it possible for Reading to come out of this program more financially stable than ever before. That is worth repeating, that we are more financially stable than ever before. We will exercise responsible leadership in our negotiations. We will be fair when we can and firm when we cannot. We are open for business and look forward to renewed development in our downtown and our neighborhoods that improve quality of lives and gives our visitors a reason to stay and plant their roots, and our children's reasons to stick around after college, and secure one of the many private sector jobs we're working very hard to bring back to Reading, and maybe even consider municipal work, as we are always in need of the next generation of specialists, and whether it's the water treatment plant, streets, public works, police, fire, and finances. We need you, folks. This is your city. Don't ever forget that. As we prepare to sign these documents, terminating the label and stigma of financial distress, let us remain vigilant against repeating mistakes of the past. We look forward to maintaining a productive working relationship with the Department of Community and Economic Development as we seek to build a better Reading together. We will do that by drawing both large and small businesses to our city, expanding our tax base, and making Reading the best place to live, work, learn, and play right here in the Commonwealth. Thank you all again for joining me here today. And I look forward to spending some time with you up at City Park following this formal event so that we can show some appreciation again to the employees who we value and I truly hold dear in my heart. The work you all do makes a material difference in the daily lives of everyone here in the city of Reading. Again, congratulations to you, our residents, and everyone that is involved in this amazing and beautiful day. God bless you, God bless the city of Reading, and God bless the Commonwealth. Allow me to share a few words in my native Spanish for our residents that truly have also faced some challenges during these years. So, nuevamente, quiero darle gracias a todos los presentes, especialmente a esos que son de DCEG y al secretario Weaver por estar aquí presente y por el apoyo que PMF y Gordon Mann nos dio durante estos últimos 11, 12 años en la cual estábamos bajo la Ley 47. Para mí es un honor, un privilegio poder estar aquí hoy y ser la administración que hizo parte de salir de esta situación, que va a crear un mejor mañana para nuestro futuro. Juntos podemos seguir mejorando nuestras vidas. Le doy gracias a cada persona que ha hecho sacrificios, especialmente a nuestros empleados, que han sacrificado tanto, y ellos que están aquí y los que se han retirado, por haber sido parte y entender las necesidades financieras en nuestra ciudad. Pero hoy es un día mejor que vamos a celebrar, ya que estamos mejor que nunca, y por eso le doy gracias. Bendiciones a todos. Thank you once again.
Good afternoon. Saludos. Buenas tardes a todos. Today is definitely a great day. Today we finally exit Act 47. We get to celebrate a huge achievement. And for those that have been living in the city of Reading for all these years, we all felt the impacts of Act 47. Our constituents, our employees, our community members, our stakeholders, even small businesses, right? You know, that's my day-to-day. I'm a small business owner, and I felt the impact. And it was heartbreaking and it was devastating, but here we are today. Here we are, we're standing tall, and it's thanks to each and every one of you. It's thanks to everyone's effort. I want to especially thank, our former president, may his soul rest in peace, Jeff Waltman, for his leadership, his guidance, his fiduciary experiences, and what he instilled in us, and how hard we worked collectively to make sure we stayed on course. I also want to thank Gordon Mann, PMI, also all former city council members, existing city council members, like you'll hear from later on today, Ms. Donna Reed, Marsha Goodman-Hinnershitz, Chris Daubert, Brian Twyman, Lucine Sahelnik, Strat Marmaru, Wesley Butler, Melissa Ventura, all past, current, and future, right? Because this is just the beginning. We have our work cut out for us. So please don't slack and think that, right, like it's over. Mr. Mayor Morán and his administration, I also want to thank you because you took us to the finish line. Today is the day that we're going to commemorate, we're going to celebrate, and again, each and every one of you had a role to play in why we're exiting today. So please remember that, because like I said, we still have much more work ahead. But I want to thank our employees because you stuck it out, you were resilient, we persevered. So remember, as the mayor said, we're in this together. We're going to create a better city together. Day by day, each and every one of you has a vital role to play. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the work, all the effort, for all the collaborative teamwork. Because it does take I always say it takes, teamwork makes the dream work. So remember, everyone, let's celebrate. Let's appreciate also our employees, our constituents, and all of our community members. And now it's time to thrive. There's no turning back. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Council President. I promise we won't be before you long, or I might melt. Next up, we have Gordon Mann, Senior Managing Consultant at PFM Public Financial Management, followed by Senator Judy Schwenk. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamar. Thanks for the opportunity to speak with you. For those who don't know, public financial management was the outside eyes that the Commonwealth brought in almost 13 years ago now. I've been here through the very beginning of the Act 47 process. On a personal note, folks who are in City Hall have already heard me say this privately and publicly, but I'll say it one more time in this final capacity. The first thing I just want to say is thank you. Thank you to the department for giving us the opportunity to work with this great city. Thank you to the employees who, whether we agreed or not, were great partners along the way. Thank you to the unions, who I know this has been a long run for you and have made some significant sacrifices to make this place what it can be. And thank you for the residents, for the patience and for the engagement along the way. When we first got here, the first meeting we had was upstairs in council chambers, and Jeff Waltman was a council member at that point. And he said, well, the first thing is, here's what I think of your Act 47 order, and he dropped it in the garbage can. Jeff was not above either passion or theatrics. We had a long conversation for about an hour and a half, and he got to the end and he said, look, I don't like this, but I believe Redding is a hidden gem, that if my city is given the chance, it can shine. My hope is what we've been able to accomplish over the last 13 years is just that. By making hard decisions, by saying no occasionally, or by saying not yet, we've put your community in a place where it can start to invest. The best part of my day, while this is very nice, was driving over paved streets in downtown Reading, which took a long time for us to get there. Seeing the fire station construction, seeing police with the vehicles they need. This isn't a fairy tale. There's a lot more work to do. My hope is that we've put you in a position to do that. I don't know that there are, for the really big problems, I don't know that city government can tackle them on their own. But I know that for the really big problems, city government has to be part of the answer. We're glad to have been in a position to help you do that. Congratulations.
Thank you and good afternoon. I can't help but reinforce all the thank yous and the gratitude that's been expressed here as I look around at the array of people, and some who are no longer here, but who had such an important role in this. But most surely, I certainly want to recognize former councilman, the late, great Jeff Waltman, who always asked me, Judy, when are we going to get a tax increase for cities? Jeff, I don't know. We'll keep working on it. And in addition, most certainly, the rank and file workers, the folks in the administrative teams, you know, the folks that had, you know, so much responsibility and made such great sacrifices. And of course, our residents, who saw some things that they weren't always, you know, didn't always seem like it was progress that was coming forward. But ultimately, that's where we ended up. And I am so proud to be a part of that. You know, I serve on the Local Government Commission, and I was around when Act 47 was amended, and that was the new program that the city of Reading went into. There were communities in the Commonwealth that were in Act 47 30, 40, 50 years, but we changed the program, one, to help jumpstart those communities that needed that lift. We weren't the only ones, most certainly, but Reading is the first one to come out, really, under this new program. That says something for the dedication and work that was done here. And I am so, so proud of it. So what does the future hold? Lots of challenges and opportunities. Think about them. We talk about the Reading Railroad. We'll talk about the economic development and the vibrancy of the people that live here. This is the most entrepreneurial community, I think, in the Commonwealth. Everybody's starting a new business all the time. And that's part of what will make this future so bright for this community. Only, you know, certainly there'll be challenges ahead, but I think we have the team in place that is ready to meet them. And I want to say on my behalf, certainly, and I think my colleagues in the legislature would agree too, we're behind you every step of the way. We will work with you as we have in the past to make sure that Reading continues to shine as the beacon that it is in eastern Pennsylvania, and certainly as the cultural and economic heart of this county. Thank you so much.
Next, we'll have Representative Guzman, closed out by Councilwoman Donna Reed.
Hey. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I don't like the energy here. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. All right, a little better, a little better. We can always do a little better. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting a new chapter here in the city of Reading. And I want all of y'all to bear witness to what is going to happen here in the next 5, 10, 15 years. You know, when I first got involved in politics here in the city of Reading, it was right around the start of when we first entered Act 47. And it was, as was said earlier, it was some really dark times here for the last 10, 13 years. You know, whether it's not having enough police officers on the street, whether it's not being able to service our streets correctly, whether it's not having the services here in City Hall that our constituents needed. Ladies and gentlemen, all that's going to change now. It may be a slow process. It may be a long process, but it's a process that we will continue to go down. Because I believe, along with everybody else up here, in the future of our city. I believe that the city of Reading, we're on the precipice of something great, ladies and gentlemen. And let me also say that this is a good day not only for the city of Reading, but for the county of Berks. Because let me say this, that the city of Reading is the economic engine of the county of Berks County. And where we go, the rest of the county goes. And so as long as we have a strong city of Reading, we will continue to have a strong Berks County. So mi gente, let me tell you this, we're not done. We have millions of dollars of investments that are coming into the city of Reading, whether it's the $7.5 million we got last year to save our Reading Fighting Phils, whether it's for the money that we're bringing in the liquid fuel sales tax so that we can help our crumbling infrastructure. Mi gente, Reading is on the rise. And I feel so proud to be a part of that. But let me leave you all with this. Today we celebrate, today we are in this joyous occasion of moving out of Act 47, but the work continues, everybody. The work continues. We're asking our city council and our mayor to continue to be fiduciary, to continue to be responsible fiduciary agents of our taxpayer dollars, which I know that they will do. To continue to lead us with courage and conviction. To continue to lead us with vision for what we know the city of Reading can become. And finally, to our mayor, Eddie Morán. Mayor, you did this. I want everybody to know that you did this. And when the history is written on the city of Reading, one thing that can never be removed is that a Latino helped get the city of Reading out of Act 47. A Latino, the majority of our city, who is leading us into the future, helped get us out of Act 47. And Mayor, that's something that the city of Reading will never forget. And so let me leave you all with this. The work continues. It's slow, but it will continue and persist. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I asked to be here because Jeff Waltman cannot physically be here. Jeff Waltman, Marcia Goodman-Hintershitz, and myself were in our terms as council members on that Friday evening, June 11th, 2010, when council unanimously approved the Recovery Act 47 plan presented to us by then Mayor Tom McMahon. It wasn't a particularly joyous day, but it was a necessary day and a necessary action. The three of us, while our terms continue to this day, though Jeff's, of course, ended a month and a day ago. There were, as Jeff always said, a lot of moving parts, and there were a lot of numbers. That June 11th day was 625 weeks ago. Jeff was a numbers person, I'm not so much, but doing a little bit of general numbers, talking with Gordon, so he shook his head yes, so I'll go with him. If you think in those past 625 weeks, minimally 3 hours a week, talking about Act 47 and finances, much more than that, and I'm speaking in councilmanic terms. So you take that number by 625 weeks, you add a number, maybe like 40, 45, 50 hours per year in addition with budget talks, special meetings, that sort of thing. You come to around, conservatively, 2,400 hours just on Act 47, with members of council, a dozen or so, who have passed through and held seats in these last 12 years, with the expertise of our auditors, past auditor David Sitok, current auditor Maria Rodriguez back there, the financial help of our department directors and expertise in the management and our staffers. This has been through 4 mayoral administrations, several managing directors, and special kudos to the work of Carl Gefkin, Carol Snyder, Glenn Steckman, Pedro Cortez, and most currently, the wonderful Frank Dombowski. Jeff would be the first to tell you that this would not have been done without the expertise and help of DCD and PFM, led initially by Dean Kaplan and now the wonderful Gordon Mann who you've heard from. True collaboration was key to this day, and it's involved everyone. Everyone standing here to some degree or another has been a part of this. Local leaders, council members, county partners, state partners, collaboration. It will never be just one person. As much as Jeff was our leader, he was the leader of a collaborative effort. And if he were here, he would not be taking credit for this, but he would be smiling in a way that we've never seen him smile before. One of his and my last conversations was about this day, only about a month and a half ago. He couldn't wait to be here. He couldn't wait to be on these steps and see these papers signed. So he's not here physically, but I don't know about the rest of you, but I sure feel him. I sure feel him around here. I know Chris does, Lucine. I think the whole gamut of us do. So I'd like to say, while we look back and we thank those who have helped us over the times, and we do have to acknowledge at the very start the late State Senator Michael A. Opaque. He was a part of this from the beginning. Former state reps, Calderon and Santoni, and Representative Rossi, who's not here with us today, have all played integral roles in helping us get to this point. So I'm pretty sure I can speak on behalf of council that we will continue to collaborate, we will continue to work with the administration, and we will continue to be frugal in how we spend our funds. We're not going to be frivolous with taxpayer money, whether it be ARP funding, whether it be general budget revenue. We owe you all that guarantee. We owe you that guarantee because of the sacrifices so many have made from our staffers, our great city workers, our first responders, public works, city staff who work tirelessly and have worked often at a sacrifice. We know that the buck stops with us, and we will make sure that it is handled and dispersed thoughtfully, properly, responsibly. So again, it's Jeff's example of passion, collaboration, and financial know-how that helped to get us to this day. He would not tell you that this was his achievement. He would tell you that this is the city, the entirety of the city's achievement. So I hope everyone takes time to shake hands with each other, to look each other in the eye and understand that our future lies within all of us, and that we will make Reading not only the heart of Berks County, but the great heart of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Thank you all.
Thank you, Councilwoman Reed. Next, we're going to have the signing of the rescission papers. Secretary Weaver and Mayor Morán will join us at the table here to my left, your right. Following the signing of the papers, we'll be around to answer some questions from the media, and then the mayor will lead a procession up Washington Street. We're going to block off all of the side streets so we can all head up to City Park together and have lunch and show appreciation to our staff and everyone that's been involved in this process. Before we disperse, I have